Hi, David. Good evening. We're going to start, please, in maybe 2 or 3 minutes. We're going to wait for your classmate, okay?
Okay, teacher.
Okay, so then I guess we can start because we're going to lose time if we wait for your classmates, right? How was your day, David? Hello?
Hi,
David,
teacher. Yes.
I guess we can start, but I don't know what's going on with your classmate, right? But anyways, how was your day?
It was good. I already come home after work, and now I'm at home.
Oh, you went to your job.
Yes, yes. I work in. Yes.
So you work the whole day?
Yes, from 7 a.m. to uh, 50 p.m. 15 p.m.
Oh, okay. It's a good schedule, right?
Yes, I think it's a good schedule. It
Do you like
gives
it?
me time to spend in the afternoon and in nights maybe. I think it's good.
Yes, actually, yes, because there is some schedules, right? For example, in my other job, it started at 8 a.m. until 12. Then I have a break of 3 hours, maybe, until 3 p.m. And since 3 p.m. until 6 or sometimes 6:30, right? And it's so hard. I prefer have the whole day without taking, I don't know, breaks, and then have the rest of the day and night to hang out, right? To have a rest, maybe. What do you think? Which
Yes,
schedule do you prefer?
I think I really like this schedule because I can take classes just like now, or maybe classes. I take classes after this class, so it's good.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, classes about what? About
Um,
the university?
I taking I don't know how to say diplomado,
Master degree?
and it's not a master degree. A master is more
I guess it's a little bit more. It's more
shorter.
specialized, maybe.
Sorry?
Creo que es más pesado que el master degree, right?
No, no.
O es lo que sigue después de acabar la universidad. Yo
Is
la verdad es de que de diplomados y todo eso estoy perdida, no sé cuál es después de cuál.
no, the diplomado is after university, then you can take a master degree and then
Oh yeah, okay, it's like something like postgraduate, right?
yes, it's a
That's the meaning of,
postgraduate course.
yes, ese es el diplomado, okay. So then you take a master degree, right?
No, is
I don't know.
a master degree takes 2 years to complete it, but a diplomado, as I say, it
Okay,
takes 6 months
I'm going
to
to write to the chat, okay? It is a postgraduate. Okay, that's the minimum. Okay, so yes, ese es el diploma. Okay, pero creo que es complicado, whatever ways, okay? So, hi Ruth, good evening.
Hello,
Okay, how was your day, Ruth?
it was great. Thank you.
Okay, that's good to know. Okay, guys, so then we're going to start. We were talking about postgraduate master degrees, and I don't know what's going on. Okay, so today we're going to see, before to continue, okay, there's a kind of, I don't know, maybe if you know in Spanish, right? Compound and complete sentences. I don't know if you heard before about this lesson, guys. Son como las oraciones subordinadas, todo eso que nos van a ayudar a poder realizar ensayos y todo eso, textos, lo que ustedes quieran. No sé si ya lo han llevado. A lo mejor sí, pero no han visto a profundidad. No sé si han llevado, chicos. ¿Se acuerdan? Tal vez. Do you remember?
Which topic, teacher?
A compound and complete sentences. You know, the main clauses, adverb clauses. Do you get it or not?
I don't remember that, teacher. I don't know if Ruth remember.
I don't know if you remember, Ruth.
No, me neither.
Okay, so let's see. Oh, no, before to start, I want to share a video with you guys. Give me a second. Quería compartirles un video porque vamos a verlo más adelante. Okay. This is about the pages CED. Okay. Es súper interesante. Si alguna vez quieren ver el podcast, temas súper interesantes, pueden buscarlo en Chrome. Está con TED. Y van a encontrar temas súper interesantes, ¿ok? Entonces los voy a compartir en pantalla. This is about how to use semicolon, ¿ok? Can you see my screen, guys?
Yes.
Thank you.
It may seem like the semicolon is struggling with an identity crisis. It looks like a comma crossed with a period. Maybe that's why we toss these punctuation marks around like grammatical confetti. We're confused about how to use them properly. In fact, it's the semicolon's half-half status that makes it useful. It's stronger than a comma and less final than a period. It fills the spaces in between, and for that reason, it has some specific and important tasks. For one, it can clarify ideas in a sentence that's already festooned with commas. Semicolons. At first, they may seem frightening. Then they become enlightening. Finally, you'll find yourself falling for these delightful punctuation marks. Even though the commas separate different parts of the sentence, it's easy to lose track of what belongs where. But then the semicolon edges into the rescue. In list-like sentences, it can exert more force than commas do, cutting sentences into compartments and grouping items that belong together. The semicolon breaks things up, but it also builds connections. Another of its tasks is to link together independent clauses. These are sentences that can stand on their own, but when connected by semicolons, look and sound better because they're related in some way. Semicolons were once a great mystery to me. I had no idea where to put them. Technically, there's nothing wrong with that. These two sentences can stand alone, but imagine they appeared in a long list of other sentences, all of the same length, each separated by periods. Things would get monotonous very fast. In that situation, semicolons bring fluidity and variation to writing by connecting related clauses. But as beneficial as they are, semicolons don't belong just anywhere. There are two main rules that govern their use. Firstly, unless they're being used in lists, Semicolons should only connect clauses that are related in some way. You wouldn't use one here, for instance. Semicolons were once a great mystery to me. I'd really like a sandwich. Periods work best here because these are two totally different ideas. A semicolon's job is to rewrite two independent clauses that will benefit from one another's company because they refer to the same thing. Secondly, you'll almost never find a semicolon willingly stationed before coordinating conjunctions. The words and, but, for, nor, or, so, and yet. That's a comma's place, in fact. But a semicolon can replace a conjunction to shorten a sentence or to give it some variety. Ultimately, this underappreciated punctuation mark can give writing clarity, force, and style, all encompassed in one tiny dot and squiggle that's just waiting to be put in the right place.
Okay, that's the video about. It's about semicolon, right? So it's interesting because it's similar almost to the comma, right? But to tell the truth, guys, it almost is not used, okay? Casi no se usa lo que es el punto y coma, no mucho. A lo que se hacía antes no se utiliza mucho. Ok, justamente estamos llevando una materia en la universidad que nos explica por qué no se utiliza, por qué ya no se utiliza mucho. Ok, entonces les voy a compartir mi pantalla nuevamente, ahora sí en las diapositivas. Así que por favor díganme si se ve. Let me know if you can see my screen, guys. Can you?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so today we're going to see what is a simple, a compound, and a complete sentence, okay? All right. This is a simple sentence. We're going to start right there. We have the first point. It has two names. You can call simple sentence, or in this case is independent clause, okay? And it contains a subject, a predicate, and express or a complete thought, okay? It's a complete sentence, in other words. For example, can you read number 1, please, David?
Okay, all the slide or just with
Example, please. Only the part is in English, please.
okay. Some students like to study in the mornings. A algunos estudiantes les gusta estudiar en las mañanas.
Ok, thank you. Como podemos ver, esta es una oración completa. Consta de lo que es el sujeto, el predicado y expresa una idea completa. Ok, esa es una independent clause. Ok, let's continue. Then we have another one, which is the compound sentence. Okay, a compound sentence is a sentence that contains two clauses or complete ideas that are related. Okay, these two clauses are usually connected in a compound sentence by a conjunction. Okay, so we have two sentences, and in the middle of those two sentences is going to be a conjunction. Okay. For example, let me choose my spotlight. Okay, I have two sentences, right? The first one is an independent clause. Why? Because I have my subject and I have my verb, my complement. Okay, it's a complete idea. Then I have my this word that we're going to use to make the sentence. Maybe how was it? Give me a second, guys. The conjunction. Okay, this is the conjunction, and the other sentence is an independent clause. Okay. For example, can you read please the whole sentence, Ruth?
Okay, I love you and you love me.
Okay, so two independent clauses are joined together. For what? For a conjunction, okay? Until this part, guys, is everything clear?
Yes.
What about you, David?
Yes, teacher. Maybe a compound sentence could be the result of joining two simple sentences.
Yes. A diferencia de la primera diapositiva, una oración simple solo tiene una independent clause, ¿ok? Solo es una oración que está completa. Eso es todo. Ahora, la compound sentence tiene dos oraciones, ¿ok? Que van a estar unidas por una, conjunción, ¿ok? Y eso es todo. En realidad son dos oraciones que independientemente funcionan bien, pero en el medio tiene que haber algo que las va a unir a las dos oraciones. ¿Ok? En este caso, nuestra conjunción vendría siendo and. ¿Qué se está uniendo? Una oración con otra oración. ¿Se entiende?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Let's continue. Okay. We are going to use a coordinating conjunctions, okay? Are used to join together two independent clauses, as I told you, right? Se van a acordar de la palabra fanboys, ok? Después de estas palabras viene otra oración, ok? Nos van a servir para juntar a dos independent clauses, ok? A dos oraciones independientes. En el medio puede estar justamente el coordinating conjunction, ¿ok? Entonces tenemos lo que es for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so, ¿ok? For instance, we have some examples here. Okay, so can you read the first one, please, a bit?
Batman is a hero. He is successful in catching the criminals in his city.
Ok, nos podemos dar cuenta entonces, tenemos our first independent clause, okay? Here we have a period, then we have another independent clause, finally our period, okay? Entonces tengo dos oraciones, okay, que están completas, son independientes porque si yo, por ejemplo, quito esta segunda oración, igual se entiende la primera oración. Lo mismo sucede con la segunda. He's successful in catching the criminals in his city. ¿Ok? Funciona súper bien sin la primera oración. ¿Ok? Por eso se le dice independent clause, porque funcionan bien sin necesidad de tener otra oración. Ahora, como estamos haciendo énfasis en lo que son los coordinating conjunctions, vamos a necesitar unir estas dos oraciones. ¿De qué manera? Por favor, Ruth, can you read the second example, please?
Okay, Batman is a hero and he is successful in catching the criminals in his city.
Thank you. Ok, como ya les había recalcado, después de some coordinating conjunctions, tiene que estar la coma, ok, después de, justamente por eso les puse el acrónimo, el de fanboys, para que se acuerden después de todo eso, antes, mejor dicho, tenemos que utilizar la coma, ok. Entonces, tengo acá mi primera oración, ok, I have my first independent clause, then I have my conjunction, who is going to join these two sentences, okay, and he is successful in catching the criminals in his city. ¿Ok? ¿Hasta aquí, chicos, alguna duda? Is everything clear, or do you have any question before to continue?
I think it's good until here, teacher.
Okay, let's continue. Okay, here we have another examples. De nuevo, tenemos dos oraciones, ¿ok? La primera, que está completa. Tengo mi sujeto, tengo mi verbo y tengo mi complemento. Tengo mi segunda oración, lo mismo. Tengo mi sujeto, mi verbo, mi complemento, ¿ok? Estas dos oraciones tienen que ser unidas, ¿ok? Acá entra mi coordinating conjunction, que es este de acá. Entonces, por favor, José, ¿podrías leer este ejemplo? Can you read this example?
Okay. Rabbits make good pets, for they don't make too much noise and they are clean.
Ok. Entonces, acá está funcionando, se está uniendo dos oraciones independientes, ¿ok? Number 2, please, Ruth.
Okay, I'll read it. You could cry like a baby, or you can clean your room like an adult.
Ok. So, nuevamente estamos uniendo dos oraciones por una conjunción, ¿ok? Number 3, please, David.
I need to go to the store, but I'm feeling too sick to drive.
Okay. And the last one, please, Jose.
I want to buy a baby chihuahua, so I started to save my money.
Okay, thank you. So, cuando vayamos a utilizar entonces esas conjunciones, tiene que haber coma, ¿ok? Justamente en el video que habíamos visto about the semicolon, ¿ok? At the beginning of the class, and the video explains why can't we use a semicolon in this part. And this is a rule, ¿ok? In conjunctions, we have to use commas, ¿ok? Es una regla general. Después, cuando vayamos a utilizar conjunciones que son for, or, but, so, ¿ok? Sí o sí tenemos que utilizar coma. ¿Se entiende hasta este punto, chicos? ¿Is everything clear? Can we continue maybe? Or do you have any question? Okay, I guess everything is clear. Okay, so then we have some exercises. We have 5 exercises. Okay. A un lado tenemos lo que es la traducción. So please, David, can you start with number 1, please?
Okay. I have never visited Asia, but I have visited Africa.
Okay, thank you. Number 2, please, Ruth.
Number 2.
Yes, please.
Okay, I didn't do my homework. So my parents punished me.
Can you repeat, please?
I didn't do my homework, so my parents punished me.
Very good, thank you. And number 3, please, Jose.
You can make a big poster or you can make a little glazes tattoo.
Very good, thank you. Number 4, please, David.
I want to own my own company. And I want to pay all my workers a lot of money.
Very good, thank you. And the last one, please, Ruth.
The black dog has won many prizes, but he doesn't know many tricks.
Very good, thank you, guys. It's very easy, actually, right? So let's continue, okay? We're going to start with our conjunctive adverbs, okay? A conjunctive adverb can join two independent clauses, okay? In this situation, the conjunctive adverb behaves like coordinating conjunction, connecting two complete ideas. Notice, however, that you need a semicolon, not a comma, to connect the two clauses, okay? Entonces, esta es la fórmula, chicos. Vamos a utilizar main clause, ok, una oración completa, or independent clause, you want to say it. We're going to use a semicolon. We're going to use our conjunctive adverb, okay. We have a list we're going to see in the other diapositive. Our comma plus our main clause, okay, our independent clause, right? Este vendría siendo la estructura, la fórmula, que vendría siendo nuestro independent clause, o nuestro main clause, punto coma, conjunctive adverb, que vamos a ver, son varios, son muchísimos, los vamos a ver más adelante en una lista. Nuestra coma y nuestra segunda independent clause, ¿ok? Ahora sí, our adverbial conjunctions, ¿ok? Can you read, please, David?
Okay. Adverbial conjunctions. This special kind of conjunctions is called an adverbial conjunction because it is part adverb and part conjunction. However, moreover, nevertheless, and therefore.
Ok, entonces estos los que tenemos acá son nuestros adverbial conjunctions, ok, son adverbios en realidad. Vamos a ver más adelante. Ok, aquí están los ejemplos. Can you read, please, the number 1, José?
My cat washes herself every day. However, she still has a funny smell.
Ok, thank you. Al momento de leer el punto y coma y la coma, no se olviden que hay una pequeña espera, ¿no? Entonces sería, my cat washes herself every day. Stop. However, stop, she still has a funny smell. Ok, esa es la manera de poder leer. Son espacios que nos dan, ok, es como que un alto para que pueda tener sentido la oración. Como pueden ver, tengo mi main clause o my independent clause. Tengo lo que es mi adverbio en adverbial conjunction y tengo mi segundo main clause, ¿ok? Entonces lo que utilizo es mi punto y coma para unir dos oraciones, ¿ok? Ojo que el punto y coma solo se utiliza para lo que son las independent clause. No se puede utilizar, por ejemplo, un independent clause y otro dependent clause. Ok, más adelante vamos a ver, pero solo se utiliza el punto y coma para unir dos oraciones que solas trabajan muy bien. Okay, dos oraciones que están completas. Okay, entonces utilizo mi coma, however, she still has a funny smell. And number 2, please, David.
He received an A on his exam. Moreover, the instructor exempted him from the final.
Thank you. Again, we are joining two independent clauses, ¿ok? Con la única diferencia es que estamos poniéndole un punto y coma. El punto y coma se puede utilizar, ya habíamos visto en el video, son solo 2 reglas en general. Ya les había dicho la primera regla. Y les había mencionado que no se usa mucho, no se está usando mucho, ¿ok? Pero sí es necesario saberlos, right? And number 3, please, Ruth.
He rarely seems to study. Nevertheless, he always gets A's.
Okay, thank you. So until this part, guys, is everything clear? Esta parte todo está claro. ¿Tienen alguna
Yes,
duda?
teacher. No.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so if the relation between the ideas expressed in the main clause is very close, And obvious, without a conjunction, you can separate the clause with a semicolon, okay? Can you read the example, David?
Kelsey has benefited from her writing exercises. She had a good grammar and punctuation.
Okay. And number 2, please, Ruth.
Eliane pays attention to class. In class, she takes copious notes.
Ok, pasa de que a veces tengo acá, por ejemplo, mi clause number 1, my independent clause number 1, and my second one. Ok, cuando la relación en la que va a estar estas dos oraciones es muy cerca, no necesito poner alguna conjunción. Me refiero a que es obvio, se supone, ¿no? Entonces ya no tengo que poner alguna conjunción justamente porque ya está claro, ¿ok? Entonces justamente para eso se utiliza el punto y coma, para aquellas oraciones que tengan cierta similitud, ¿ok? Que tengan cierta correlación entre estas dos oraciones en las que vayamos a poner, ¿ok? Está de más poner un conjunction, ¿ok? Hasta este punto, chicos, ¿se entiende?
Yes.
Ok, thank you. Ok, ahora sí, este es un poquito más complejo, chicos. Este, según mi punto de vista, es uno de los más complicados de entender. Porque de hecho es más complicado en inglés que en castellano. ¿Ok? ¿Puedes leer, por favor, the instruction, well, not instruction, the paragraph, please, David?
Okay. A complex sentence has an independent clause that can stand by itself, joined by one or more dependent clauses, which cannot stand by itself. They describe more than one thing or idea and have more than one verb in them.
Ok, entonces las oraciones complejas vendrían a ser aquellas que tienen más de dos ideas, ¿ok? Tienen más de dos verbos, podrían tener más de dos conjunciones, ¿ok? The pronunciation for this one is complete sentences, right? Entonces, vamos a decir que las independent, ok, hasta ahora tenemos dos tipos de clauses, ok? The first one is the independent clause. That can stand by itself, right? Que está completo. Es una oración completa. Que si yo voy a quitar lo que está delante de esta oración, igual se sigue entendiendo, ¿ok? A diferencia del dependent clause, no trabaja de la misma manera. Si yo le quito alguna frase por delante, alguna palabra a mi dependent clause, no va a funcionar la oración, no se va a entender, ¿ok? Justamente por eso se le llama dependent clause, ¿ok? It cannot stand by itself, ¿ok? Y pueden describir, tienen más de una idea, ¿ok? ¿Se entiende, chicos, la diferencia de la independent clause and dependent clause? Vamos a verlo más adelante, igual hay más diapositivas. ¿Pero se entiende hasta acá? Do you have any question?
I think it would be better if we see examples, teacher.
Okay, let's see. Acá está el ejemplo. Tengo en primera instancia lo que es mi dependent clause, ¿ok? ¿Qué pasa si borro la segunda independent clause? Entonces tenemos claro de que acá hay, let me write, give me a second, please. Ok, tengo mi primera oración y acá tengo mi segunda oración, ¿ok? Entonces, when I say because you love me, then what's going on? ¿Se entiende? Entonces, en esta primera parte tengo because you love me, pero no tengo algún desenlace, ¿ok? No tengo nada más por delante. Guys, give me a second, please. Sorry, guys. Ok. Entonces, en esta primera oración, no está completa. Ok. Le falta sujeto. Ok. Tengo complemento, pero le falta sujeto. Lo que vaya a estar delante del verbo, de la siguiente oración es la que va a poner el sentido a toda la oración. Ok, en esta segunda de acá, mi independent clause está completa porque tengo a mi sujeto, tengo a mi verbo y tengo a mi complemento. Más fácil de darse cuenta para identificar si es un dependent clause o independent clause. Uno es la gramática, ok, si está todo completo, si tengo a mi sujeto, a mi verbo, a mi complemento. ¿Ok? Y otra es, ¿qué pasa si elimino esta? ¿Se va a entender esta sola? Ustedes podrían entender solo because you love me. ¿Pero qué? O sea, porque me amas, pero ¿qué? Más adelante, ¿qué? No sé si se entiende esa parte, chicos. Entonces, justamente porque yo no le entiendo a esta frase, a esta oración sola, tengo que tener algo por delante que le dé sentido a la primera oración. ¿Ok? En cambio, la independent clause, puedo eliminar esto y se entiende que I love you, ¿ok? Se entiende que te quiero, que te amo, ¿ok? No necesita de una primera oración ni de una segunda oración. No puede funcionar súper bien si quito lo que está por detrás o lo que estuviese por delante, ¿ok? Porque funciona bien, es una oración completa. La dependent clause es una oración incompleta que si yo voy a sacar lo que tiene por delante o lo que vaya a tener por detrás, no va a funcionar y no va a tener sentido. ¿Ok? There's going to be sense if I only say because you love me. ¿Ok? No tiene sentido, no tendría sentido. ¿Ok? Por ejemplo, que esta primera oración necesita como que otra oración para que se pueda entender mejor en pocas palabras, ¿ok? The dependent clause needs the rest of the sentence for support. Because if it doesn't have a support, there's going to be sense in the sentence, ¿ok? You're not going to understand, ¿ok? ¿Se ha entendido, chicos, hasta esta parte? O tal vez necesitan más ejemplos.
I think it's clear, teacher. So,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, what about you, Ruth? Do you get it?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Jose, do you get it?
Yes, I got it.
Okay, thank you. Ahora sí vamos a hacer un énfasis a la independent clause. An independent clause can stand alone as a sentence, beginning with a capital letter. This is very important, guys, when we're going to start a sentence, okay? We need a capital letter, and at the end of the sentence, we need a period, okay? Esto es súper básico, entonces empezamos con una mayúscula, empezamos y terminamos con un punto aparte o punto final, okay? Then we are going to continue. For example, can you read number 1, please? The example, can you read a bit?
I like to go to the store.
Okay. Okay, thank you. As you can see in this part, okay, we have our subject. It can be whatever subject you are going to use. Then we have our verb, okay, our infinitive, our verb, and our complement. Okay, that's all that we need, right? Let's continue. Our dependent clause, okay. Can you read, please, the first paragraph, Ruth?
Okay. A dependent clause contains a subject and a verb. It begins with a subordinating conjunction, and thus it does not express a completed thought. A dependent clause is also called a subordinate clause.
Okay, thank you. As I told you, this is not going to work by itself. It doesn't have a support, right? It's necessary to have a support. in order not to getting confused, for example, right? So it's very important that we're going to identify, for example, we are going to see if there is a subject, if there is a verb, if there is a complement. In other cases, we're going to use an adverb, right? So let's continue. Okay, so the first one, please, David, can you read?
Since much time has elapsed, she remained at home.
Okay, thank you. So this is a question for you guys. Which sentence is complete? Oh, I'm sorry, is dependent or independent? Which one do you think? Or you think, guys, that both are independent, both are dependent? What do you think?
I think since much time has elapsed, it's the dependent sentence. And the independent would be she remained at home.
Very good, very good. Why do you think the first one is dependent, David?
Because without clarifying the sentence, we couldn't know. It's difficult to know the meaning of the sentence. And
Yes.
also, according to the rule, before it starts with I don't remember the name, but it would be because, since, or
Or conjunction.
yes,
right?
a conjunction.
Okay, thank you, David. Yes, that's explanation of. And one tip, as I told you, that it's gonna be more easy for you guys to understand, or maybe to identify which one is dependent or which one is independent, is going to be the logic of the sentence, right? For example, if what's going on if I delete the second sentence? Since much time has elapsed, okay? Does it have sense, guys, if I read like that? Or do I need a support? Why do you think? What do you think? This is not gonna work, right? Because it doesn't have sense.
Yes.
Okay, for example, since much time has elapsed, but what elapsed, what's going on, doesn't have sense, right? But what about the second one? Okay, we're going to use the word. Okay, number one and number two. What's going on if I delete this, the first sentence? She remained at home, okay? Does the sentence have sense, guys? What do you think?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. The sentence has sense, right? And that's why the sentence would be an independent, okay? Independent clause. And the first one, sorry, would be a dependent clause, okay? Is everything clear, guys, until this part? Do you get it?
Yes. Dear.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. We're going to continue. Okay. Correctly attached a dependent clause to independent clause, okay? But what's going on if we are going to change the order of our sentence, okay? First, we have a dependent clause, then we have an independent clause, okay? When we are going to attach a dependent clause in front of an independent clause, use a comma, okay? For example, I'm going to use my pen. Give me a second, guys, please. Okay. I have my dependent clause. Okay. This is my dependent clause. I have my comma. and I have my independent clause. Can you read the example, please, David?
Even though the broccoli was covered in cheddar cheese, Emily refused to eat it.
Thank you. So what does the rule explain us? For example, what about if my first is my dependent clause, and then finally my second sentence is my independent clause? We're going to use a comma. Okay, that's what the rule explains us, right? But we have another case. Okay, give me a second. All right. But what's going on if my independent clause go first and then finally goes my dependent clause? When we're going to attack a dependent clause at the end of an independent clause, we're not going to use punctuation. Okay, it's the same, like it works the same, almost the same. I don't know if you remember, guys, the conditional number, I guess was dependent on 0, 1, and 2, and 3. In our conditional number 3, if we're going to change the order, we're not going to use a comma. It's the same in this way, right? So it's almost the same like our conditional. For example, can you read, please, this exercise, this example? Ruth, are you there?
Yes, sorry. Okay. John spent his class time reading comic books. Since his average was 45 1 week before final exams.
Thank you. Okay, so it was supposed to be a comma in this part, but no, we're not going to use a comma or a semicolon, nothing. Why? Because in first place, we're using, we have our independent clause, okay? How can we identify if this sentence is it's an independent clause? Can somebody tell me?
Because the sentence itself has sense.
Yes, you got it. Okay. John spent his class time reading comic books. Okay, that's clear. Okay, we don't need a support. What about my second sentence? Since his average was 45 1 week before final exams. Does it have sense, guys? What do you think? If I only say, for example, we're going to delete this first clause. If I say since his average was 45 1 week before final exams, does it have sense? Or no?
No.
What do you think?
I think it doesn't have a sense.
Yes. What about if, for example, I talk with Ruth and I say, I told her, I don't know, since his average was 45 1 week before final exams, and Ruth is gonna say me like, wow, you're talking about final exams of what? Since what? What person are you talking about, right? So it that, for example, if I say only John spent his class time reading comic books, I don't need a second one, okay? So this is gonna work like if it were a compliment, maybe, right? So by itself, it's not gonna work, right? Do you got it, guys? Let's, in this
Yes.
part, for example. Okay, in this part, we're going to do the same, right? We have my first one. Then I have my second one. Okay, so which one do you think is the dependent and independent clause, guys?
I think the dependent clause is even though the broccoli was covered in cheddar cheese.
Okay. And the independent clause, what would you think, Ruth?
Emily refused to eat it.
Yes, you got it. Okay. Thank you. Okay, thank you. So this is my, oh, okay. So if I only say what's going on, if I delete the second one, even though the broccoli was covered in cheddar and cheese, does it have sense alone by itself? No, of course, no. Okay, but the second one, yes, it has sense, right? If I only say Emily refused to eat it, okay, I don't need the first sentence, right? So if I delete this one, this is gonna work by itself, right? And it's gonna be clear, right? Thank you, guys. So do you get it? So if I have, for example, my dependent clause, I have to use a comma, right? If it's gonna be in first place, we're going to use a dependent clause, and then my independent clause in the middle needs to be where it's necessary to add a comma, right? Okay, guys, do you have any question?
No, teacher.
Okay, thank you, guys. Sorry for the interruption. Let's continue. Okay, can you read, please, this note, Jose?
Since depend clauses are only part of a sentence, you can never connect them to another sentence with a semicolon. Semicolons are only used between two independent clauses. I have loved you for years, although I never admit it. I have loved you for years, although I never admit it.
Thank you. Okay, so here we have two sentences, right? The first one, okay, we're going to see which, I'm going to read because it's very terrible, my drop. Okay, so my first sentence is since here until this part, okay? So guys, what do you think? Where is my dependent or my independent? What do you think? The first one is dependent or independent? What do you think?
And the second one is dependent.
Yes. And the first one?
Is dependent.
Very
Yeah.
good. Thank you. Thank you. You got it. You got it, guys. You understood, right? So as I told you, and at the beginning of the class, we saw a video about semicolon. We're going to use semicolon because it's a rule, okay, that explains us that we're going to use only for independent clauses, okay? So instead of using that, I have to use a comma, right? In our example, explain us, I have loved you for many, I've loved you for years, although I've never admitted, okay? And instead of using comma, semicolon, we're going to use a comma, right? Then we have, what page is it? Okay. Okay, we're going to pass to this one. Because this slide is wrong. There was a mistake about this note, okay? The information is wrong, so we're going to pass. Maybe we're going to be this on Friday. Okay, we're going to pass to adverb clauses. Okay, I guess, yes. 32, yes. Because, okay, yes. Okay, so then we have our adverb clauses, okay? An adverb clause is a dependent clause which takes the place of an adverb in another clause or phrase. Note how an adverb clause can replace an adverb in the following example, right? Can you read, please, Ruth, the first, well, this example?
Okay, the first example,
Yes, please.
the premier gave a speech here.
Okay. And the second one, please.
Okay, the premier gave a speech where the workers were striking. Striking?
Striking. Striking, it's okay.
Uh,
Right? So we are going to replace, okay, there's going to be times that we're going to need vocabulary more of formal, okay? So then instead of say here, I have to use my adverbs, okay? For example, in this first example, we have the premier gave a speech here, okay? Instead of say here, my adverb, this is my adverb, okay? Then I have my adverb clause. What is my adverb clause in this sentence? Where the workers were striking, right? That's my second one, okay? That's my adverb clause, right? Instead of use an adverb, I have to use an adverb clause, right? Let's see, there's a list. There's too many adverbs, right? Let's see, we have adverbs of time, adverbs of place, right? We have a lot of, right? We're going to see for the adverb of time. Which one are these? We have after, before, as soon as, since, until, when, whenever, while, as. Okay? Can you read, please, Jose, this example?
We were all surprised when the new professor arrived.
Thank you. So how can I replace this adverb clause for an adverb normal, for a normal adverb? And maybe with, okay, in this case, it's with when, right? So we're joining again two clauses, okay? But we're not using conjunctions. We're using our adverb. What is adverb? What is our adverb is when, right? We can use after, before, as soon as, right? This is very easy actually, guys, right? Do you get it? Do you understand this first exercise? Well, this first adverb of time. Do you have any question? It's the same like the other clauses, right? But we're not using a conjunction. Instead of using a conjunction, we are using our adverb clauses, right? In this case, it's adverb of time, okay? Do you got it, guys?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so this is my first clause. This is my second one. In the middle, I have to use an adverb of time, right? Because of the sentence needs to have sense, right? Then we have our adverb of place, and we only have two. We have where and wherever, okay? Can you read, please, Ruth, example?
Wherever there are computers, there is Microsoft software.
Okay, thank you. Wherever there are computers, there is a Microsoft software, right? So it can be put it in first place, right? There's no problem, right? But guys, remember that we have to use a comma, right? To separate the ideas, right? It can be maybe at the middle, yes, or it can be at the beginning, right? It's not problem. There is no specific order, right? Okay. We have our adverb of reason or cause. because, since, so that, in order that, why. Okay, please, David, can you read the example?
I didn't call her because I'm shy.
Thank you. Right, so then we have our first sentence, our second one. Okay, and we have our adverb, right? Who is joining two sentences, right? And we have adverbs of manner, right? We have as if, as though, okay? Jose, can you read the example?
Which example?
Now, the last one, please.
Okay, he treats me as if I'm a stranger.
Thank you. It can be put it in the middle, right? Or also we can put it at the beginning of the sentence, right? And we're going to introduce a paragraph, right? But it's informal actually, right? So guys, is everything clear until this part? Do you have any question? What about you, David? Ruth, is everything clear? Do you have any question?
No, teacher.
No, teacher.
Thank you. We're going to continue then. Okay, we have another one, our adverb of degree or comparison, okay? So in the middle needs to be an adverb, as, then, as, okay? It will be, for example, as soon as, right? The example, can you read please, Ruth?
Okay, they all become wiser than they were.
Thank you. We only have 3, right? But a number, for example, the first one and the last one. What's going on? Okay. Okay. And this one, it needs to be it's like a separable verb. It's almost the same, right? We have to add, we need to add our word in the middle, right? In this example, we have then and our second sentence, right? Is in the middle, right? And the majority of the cases, guys, this is always in the middle, right? Then we have our adverb of purpose. We have so, that, in order that, right? Can you read, please, David, the example?
She took a computer course so that she could get a better job.
Okay, this always go in the middle, right? Because if I'm giving a purpose, if I'm explaining something, it needs to be in the middle, right? I can replace it by so that or in order that, right? We have adverb of result or consequence, right? This is the example. Please, Ruth, can you read this book?
This book is so interesting that I can't stop reading it.
Thank you. So here is my dependent clause, right? Here I have my verb. I'm sorry, yes, this is complete, right? Then I have my adverb. I have my, in this case would be my adverb again. And I have my adverb of result or consequence, right? And my complement. This is not very difficult, guys. Do you think? Is this easy for you? Because there is this, it's the same in Spanish, right? What do you think? Is it easy for you guys? Or maybe you saw this before?
I think it's easy. I think we used that before, but we didn't realize it was part of this topic.
Yes, it is, because when we're going to write, for example, an essay, it's very important to know where do we, it's gonna be our conjunction, our adverb, it's too much, right? That's why we're looking this fastly. Okay, and then we have our adverb of condition. We have if, unless, until, in case, provided that, assuming that, even if, right? The most formal of these ones, for example, is assuming that and provided, right? Can you read the example, please, Jose? If you save money,
If you save your money, you will be able to go to college.
okay, thank you. Do you remember, guys, what conditional is this one? Because we have 4 conditionals, right? We have 0, 1, 2, and 3 conditionals. So do you remember which conditional is this one? We are using will, right? Will, and this is simple present. What do you think?
I'm thinking that is the third conditional.
The third one?
Third conditional.
Yes, but it's not the third, right? The third is with present perfect, right? What do you think, David? Which conditional do you think is the sentence? Or maybe Ruth? Do you know?
I guess the first one.
Okay. What do you think, David?
I would say it's the second one.
Okay, so the first one is with simple present, right? The second one is we're going to use the future form. And the third one we're going to use with would. And number 4, it depends of for example, there are people that say 0, 1, 2, 3, or for example, it's my case 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? The last one is a present perfect with would, okay? So it would be the second one, right? We're going to continue, guys. And the last one is of concession, although, though, even, though, while, okay? Although George has a master's degree, right? He works as a store clerk, right? We are using this concession, right? This is used for, this is so formal, okay? So then we're going to use to write in our essays, right? Then what else do we have? Okay, can you read please Ruth?
Okay, one independent clause equal simple sentence. Don't forget this can have compound subjects and predicates.
Thank you. Number 2, please, David.
Two independent clauses, compound sentence.
And the last one, please, Jose.
One or more dependent clauses plus one independent clause.
Okay, it's equal to a complete sentence, right? So that's all that we have to, this is another slide, right? Do you have any question, guys?
No,
Is
teacher.
everything clear? Okay, so finally, we're going to see where is my deposit. No, it's not this one. Give me a second, please. Okay. So where is it? Okay. Please let me know if you can see my screen, guys. I don't know if you can. No, no se puede. Okay. Now, can you see my screen?
No. No, yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we're going to see the semicolon, right? We already saw this in the video, but this is some slides, right? Almost 10 slides, maybe, right? So rule number 1 to use a semicolon. It's almost the same that the using in Spanish, guys. Okay, it's almost the same, right? So number 1, please, instruction number 1. David, can you read?
Use semicolons to join two simple sentences. They are not joined by a fanboy.
Okay, thank you. Do you remember, guys, what is a fanboy?
It's acronym.
Yes, acronym.
Acronym of for and nor a but or in. I don't remember the last one. Yeah, yet. Yes.
Yes, you got it. You got it. Okay. If for example, what about if I have 4? Okay. I don't know my text. Okay. Do I have to use a semicolon or a comma? What do you think? Because we saw this in the video, right?
In this
Only.
case, before, sorry.
Continue,
Before,
please.
I think before a fanboy, we put a comma.
Yes, 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 you got it. Never, never, never use a semicolon, right? This is a rule, right? Then make sure that they are closely related, okay? And we're going to use semicolon when over 2 sentences, right? Between they, we have a correlation, right? For example, I called Erin. She's my sister-in-law. I called Erin. Did you notice it was raining this morning, right? So do you notice the difference, guys, between these sentences? Can somebody please explain me what is the difference between this one and this one?
Yes, the first one has a connection between the two sentences. Maybe the
Yeah.
ideas are in the same, they're related to the same idea. So
Yes, thank you. The second one?
It doesn't have sense because there are two different ideas.
Yes, yes, you got it. Thank you, David. That's the correct answer, right? We have one sentence, right? And the other one, that's the rule, right? They need to be closely related, right? If not, in this case, what would you use, guys? A comma, period. I guess a comma would be okay, right? Because we're giving, or a comma or period, because we're giving two different ideas, right? So, okay, use semicolon when the sentences are have a relation, a correlation, right? Do you get it, guys? Rule number 1, do you have any question?
No.
Okay, thank you. Rule number 2, use semicolons to separate items in a series that already have commas in them. Please, Ruth, can you read the example?
I hope one day to visit Spain Rome, Italy, London, England, and Berlin, Germany.
Okay, thank you. This rule can be broken, right? Instead of using semicolon, we also can use a comma, okay? We can delete this because there's some rules. Do you remember, guys, on Monday we saw a rule that it was, the rule could be broken, right? It's the same in this case, right? I hope one day to visit Madrid. Spain, I'm sorry. Okay, so Spain, Madrid, vamos a poner con otro color, we're going to choose another color. Rome, Italy, another one, London, England, and no, this color, I don't like this color. Okay, and Berlin and Germany, right? So this is a kind of series, so that's the rule, right? Do you get it, guys? With the example, I guess it's clear. What do you think? It's in the same group, right? So because it is in the same group, we can use a semicolon, right? Do you get it?
Yes.
Thank you. What about you, David? Do you get it?
Yes, teacher, I got it.
Thank you, Jose. Oh, Jose, it's not here, I guess. Okay, but remember, if you want to use a comma, it's okay, right? The rule can be broken. Okay. Oh, I guess it was number 3. Okay, so I'm going to print my draw. Okay, use semicolons to join simple sentences when there is a transitional phrase or a conjunctive adverb connecting them. We saw this in our other slides, right? We have 2 examples. Please, David, can you read the example number 1?
Dad got snacks ready. Meanwhile, Mom set up the surprise movie.
Thank you. I'll give you a second, please. Okay. Okay, and then I have my conjunctive adverb, right? So we had a list in our other slides, right? So I have my my sentence number 1, my conjunctive adverb, and I have my second sentence, right? Between these 2 ones, we have a semicolon, right? And we have a comma. Now, there's some text, guys, right? That instead of using semicolon, there is a period, right? And then there's the conjunctive adverb is started by a capital letter. It's okay if you want to use that, right? There's no any change actually, right? But that's our rule, right? So if we're going to use a conjunctive adverb, we need to use a semicolon, then we need to add a comma, right? And example number 2, please, Ruth.
David got a new job. As a result, his wife was able to quit hers.
Thank you. Okay, so, okay, this is our conjunctive adverb of consequence. Consequence, right? Yes, it's a consequence, right? I have my first sentence, then I'm using my my semicolon, right? Why? Because I'm joining 2 simple sentences, right? And in the middle of those sentences, I have a transitional phrase or my conjunction adverb, right? Then I have my comma and my second sentence, right? So, guys, do you got it?
Yes, teacher.
Thank you. What about you, David?
Yes, teacher.
Ruth, is everything clear?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. So when we are going to have our conjunctive adverb or our transitional phrase, that is this one. Okay. We're going to use a semicolon, then our comma, right? We're going to continue. Then this in this slide, we have our conjunctive adverbs and transitional expression. Okay. Can you read please the first list, David?
Accordingly, besides, consequently, furthermore, however, indeed, instead, meanwhile, moreover, nevertheless, otherwise, and therefore.
Okay. Can you repeat please the last one? My internet is having problems.
Sorry, therefore.
Okay, thank you. Okay, those are our conjunctive adverbs or transitional expression, right? And then we have our transitional expression. That's almost the same, but these are like an adverbs of consequence, right? For example, the first one is a consequence, right? So can you read Ruth, please?
The transitional expressions.
Yes, please.
Okay. As a result, in addition, for example, in other words, for instance, in conclusion, that is, in fact.
Thank you. The difference between these two lists, guys, some transitional expression are only maybe to join two sentences, right? But we have, for example, meanwhile, nevertheless, that it's almost the majority in the cases we're going to use it at the beginning, right? Then we have our period, then our meanwhile, for example, our comma, and then our complement, the rest of the text that we're going to write in, right? So do you have any question, guys? Oh, yes, the pronunciation for this one is furthermore, right, David?
Yes, furthermore.
Thank you, thank you. Do you have any question?
No, teacher.
Okay, Ruth, do you have any question?
No, I don't.
Thank you. Jose, is everything clear?
Yes, teacher, everything is clear.
Thank you. Okay. So then we have a paragraph, right? This is our last section. I guess there's one more. Okay. Yes, we have two exercises, right? So number one, please, David. Guys, you can help to your classmate if you want, okay? Or you can participate if you want, right? So David, can you do number one, please? We have the sun rose, it raised, dispersed, the city awoke to starlight, to starling light, no one persisted in sleep. They have begun, the people rose, okay? So then we have to add a semicolon if it's necessary, right? So please let me know in which part do you think do we need a semicolon? I'm going to write it.
Okay, so I just have to add a semicolon.
Right? Yes, you're right.
The sun rose, it's raised this person.
Maybe if you want Ruth and Jose, you can help him. You can help each other, right? Let's see
Yes.
what's going on because there's not gonna be time to practice one by one. Okay, so go ahead. The sun rose, it raised, dispersed.
Teacher, a question. The the points can be replaced by semicolons.
Yes, yes. Every change that you want to, do you think is correct, you can do it. But yes,
Okay, so I think it would be the sun rose, semicolon, it's raised, dispersed,
okay. So
and
do we need to make a change in this period?
I think no, because
Yes, no, we don't need.
yes, because there is no similarity between the two ideas.
Yes, you
Maybe,
got it. Very good. You can continue.
you will starting line 1%. I think in the part that would say no one persisted in sleep, it would be before that sentence, it would be a semicolon, I think.
In this part,
Um,
or in which part? It's only in
yes,
this period, right?
in that part, I think.
Yes,
But I'm
because
not sure.
it says no one persisted in sleep. They had begun. Okay, maybe it will be better if we delete this and we add our instead of capital letter, right?
Yes, they had begun.
Okay,
The people rose.
okay, very good. So do you think that we have to make another change?
Mm, no, I think no.
Yes, because it's okay. It's okay, right? The sun rose, it rays disappeared. It's we're joining two ideas. The city awoke to startling light. Okay. Period. No one persisted in sleep. They had begun. Okay. The people rose. Okay. So do you have any question?
No, no question, teacher.
Okay, thank you. So then guys, I have another class, right? Okay, so that's all for today, guys. I'm going to send you in WhatsApp to, I guess, to the group, another pool, right? Then you're going to fill it, and I'm going to launch the pool of today. That's all for today, guys. Do you have any question, maybe?
No, teacher.
Okay,
Teacher,
thank you.
en los assignments están en My English Lab.
Van a estar en Classroom. Vamos a utilizar la plataforma de Classroom.
Y todavía no están, ¿no?
No, todavía no. Lo voy a postear recién mañana o entre el viernes, más o menos.
Ok,
Ok, pero les voy a avisar.
ok, gracias. Bye.
Ok, thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye, teacher.
Bye.